Alright, so multiplication of rational expressions. Typically, students finding it easier than addition and subtraction. Okay, let's just recall what you would do with regular fractions with just numbers only. Anybody want to hazard a guess? How to do class example 1A? Just multiply the tops and the bottoms, and then you're done? Okay, good. Now let me show you a little trick here. Instead of going to like 45 and 60 and then reducing that, you can just do some cancellations, like divide by 5, divide by 3, and then you have 3 times 1 over 2 times 2. Guys comfortable with that? Okay. Say that again over there. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Let's just do the numbers. If you're one of those people that likes to stay organized, I would recommend that you highlight the numbers. Okay, so there's the coefficients. If you like your calculator as well, how many of you guys like your calculator? 12 times 3 divide 4, and then you hit math fraction. What do you guys get? There won't even need to be a math fraction here because it's just a whole number, right? Well, what is it? 9 over 1. Okay, so it's going to be 9 over 1. Do you need the 1? No. Okay, so we've dealt with the number. Sometimes it's a fraction, so that's why I like type in all the numbers, go math fraction, and then you don't even have to deal with it. It's just done. You don't have to think about it at all. Now, how many x's on top? So x times x is x squared. And then there's a y on top, 1y and 1z squared. And on the bottom, what do you have? A z and a y. Okay, so the y's cancel. You guys okay with that? And then how many z's cancel? So the z's gone, and you just change that to a 1. Make it a little bit cuter. We have 9x squared z all over 1, which you don't need to write. So I'll get rid of it. Comma, and now the conditions. What are the conditions? I'll highlight them in purple. Y and z are not allowed to be good. So y, comma, z not allowed to be 0. Final answer. Any questions about that? You guys will find that the multiplication is much easier. Now, I'm also going to show you another little trick with the next one. When you're multiplying fractions, you're essentially just extending this line and multiplying across. Everything on the top gets multiplied, everything on the bottom gets multiplied, and then you can divide after the fact. So, like I showed you above on this one, you can do this cancellations in your head if you're good at that. If you're not good at that, what can you do? Math fractions. So 5 times 35 divided by 14 divided by 40. So 5 times 35 divided by 14 divided by 40, math fraction. What does that give? You guys okay with the divide? What is it? What is it? She's saying 5 over 16. Okay, let's confirm the math. 35 and 40 can both be divided by 5. You get 7 and 8. 7 can get divided by 7. You get 1, and 14 becomes 2. So I got 5 over 16. 5 over 2 times 8. Okay, So, which do you guys prefer? Math fraction, or you like doing it by hand? Technology is good because it typically you don't make any mistakes. The one thing I'll hazard you guys is like, see how I put divide, divide? What's another? Yeah, you could also did 5 times 35 in brackets divided by 14 times 40 in brackets. That will also work. Which way do you prefer? The 5 times 35 divide, divide? Second one with brackets? So either one will work out. Cuter? True that, eh? Okay, so we know it's going to be 5 over 16. Now let's do the variables. How many a's on top? 2. And how many on the bottom? 3. So who's going to win that fight? By how much? By 1. So that's gone, and change this to a 1. Now how many b's on top? 3. How many on the bottom? 2. Who's going to win that fight? Top by how much? 1. And c's, how many c's on top? 4. And how many on the bottom? 2. Who's going to win that fight? Top by how much? 2. Make it cuter. 5 b c square all over 16 a b c d. A got cancelled, didn't it? Why is there so much disgruntled complaints? Start over. Why you guys complain so much? How many A's on top? A2, A3, who wins that? A3 by how much? On the bottom. The next one. B2, B1 makes B3, and there's 2 on the bottom. So by 1 on top, right? Now C4, C1 makes C2, so how much by C2 on top, right? And then there's this random D on the bottom, right? Yeah, gotta avoid the random D. Alright. Alright, now on the class example 3, multiplication of single variable rational expressions. It's the same idea. Everything's the same. So this x here, this times, you just extend the line. That's all you're doing. One giant line, dot, dot. Okay? So this x plus 1's gone. This x plus 3's gone. You have 2 over x and x minus 2. We're forgetting something over here. What did we forget? Non-permissible, thank you. So what do we have? A, comma, B, comma, C, comma, D, not equal to 0. Okay, good. Back to this one. Now remember, even if it cancels, you still have to add the non-permissible. Comma, x not allowed to be 0, -1, 2, and -3. This one is 2, this one's -3, this one's 0, this one's -1. Good. Next. Is this factored yet? Take a 4 out the top, you got x plus 4. You get a 2x minus 1. Remember, we're just extending this line, dot, dot, all over. Take out a 7, you get 2x minus 1. And this x plus 4, I'm just going to write twice. Why? Yeah, because one of them is going to cancel. It's just easier to look at it that way. Okay, so x plus 4 is gone. 2x minus 1 is gone. What's our coefficient? 4/7. Make it cuter. What do we have? Just a single 4 on top and 7 over x plus 4 on the bottom. And we're going to put a comma. X not allowed to be negative 4 and 1/2. 0. Ah! Oh, zinger. That's why we're here. Next. What's in the top? This easier, right? Yeah. Way easier than the first unit or the previous lesson. Oh, P.S. I put all your exam dates on the whiteboard. If you guys have seen that, eh? Scary, huh? All the exams done before the break. So you guys go take a nice Christmas holiday. You come back all rested. We'll review for the final. Finals start like... Oh, I got you. It's right here. It's January 19th. Hey. No. January 18th, last day of class. Hands up your social 30, English 30. So you guys got to be careful because you have like in-class finals, right? No. Written portions or something. Written component of a final exam or multiple choice or something. Which one goes first? The written? So when we're doing the replacement test, you guys are going to be studying for your social English, so you have to be careful, okay? Be prepared for that. Okay. So let's take a look at this. We have expression, expression, another expression, and another expression. What are we going to do with all 4 of those expressions? You're going to factor, right? First one, you could take out a 2m squared and you get m minus 2. All over. Take out a 3m and you get m minus 3. You got it? Okay. Now this x, what does that mean? We're just going to extend the line. The top right factors into m minus 3m plus 2. The bottom is a difference of squares, m minus 2, m plus 2. Hop on the cancel train. Whoop, whoop. You don't want to hop on the cancel train. Chugga, 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 chugga. Whoop, whoop. No? Take the bus. M plus 2's gone. Ooh, m minus 3 gone. M minus 2 gone. Oh, and then how many m's are gone? And let me just highlight it because it's separate. This guy on the front, that coefficient, those monomials, they're separate. Do these guys together. That's why I highlight them. All these guys, the binomials, do those guys together too as well. Sound good? Okay, how many m's cancel? Just 1. And 2/3 is already in lowest terms. Make it cuter. 2m over 3. Done deal. M not allowed to be what? 0? Plus or negative 2? And 3. Wow, you guys are rock stars. How come on the test, the start of the class, though, you guys weren't rock stars? Addition and subtraction is tricky. Plus there was a sub. Plus you didn't do your homework. So blame goes everywhere? Just blame the teacher. I skip one day. How many days Omar skip? All right, last one, eh? Okay, one more, eh? Guys. Okay. So let's just take a look at these guys and talk. Let's vocalize. Speak to me about this thing in blue. You got to inspect it. I love it. So inspect it. Say that loud as R. A plus 5 and love it. Okay. Now, somebody not named Ethan. Inspect the bottom one. I heard it, Chiming. Say it louder. Decompose. Okay. Are you going to do it right in the question, or are you going to jump off to the side? Oh, somebody's questioning Chiming. What can you do? Take out a GCF, but you'll still have to do what, Chiming? See, Chiming's still right. Never question Chiming, okay? Yeah, so, hey, P.S., are we going to be doing the factoring like in the question or off to the side? All right, thank you. Off to the side. So somebody was saying you could take out a 3, is that right? And you get 2a squared plus a 7a plus a 3. Now, even though Chiming said decompose, I'm guessing and checking, because 2, that's prime. There's only one way to make 2. 2 times 1. Now, how do you make 3? 3 is also prime. So is it 3, 1, or is it 1, 3? It does matter. It's 1, 3 or 2, 3? Or 3, 1 or 1, 3? And you can just guess and check this way. It's like, okay, so if I went this way, it would be 2 plus 3. That's 5. Not enough. I got to do the other way. So some of these, if you get good at this, you can guess and check. See, I got to get to 7. So I got to go 2 times 3. It gives me 6. And then I need 1 more. 6 and 1 will make 7. So, again, we've factored lots in this course. So, again, just going to move on from it. If you guys want to practice factoring, we can do it at East or something. Okay, next we have top right. What do you think about that bad boy? If you take out a, what happens? Take out a. I'm going to take out a negative a because that's just why. Why would I take out negative a? The lead, yeah, the lead. Good. So what do we got here? 4a squared minus 1? I always take out the negative lead and then reorder all in one step. So I got a negative a there, and then that guy's going to factor to 2a plus 1 and 2a minus 1. Okay, all over now the bottom right. The bottom right, Chiming, vocalize. What is it? Inspection or decomposition? Am I going to bother decomping, or is 2 and 5 too easy? So, if you missed the first time I was guessing and checking, how to make a 2? It's prime. 2 and 1. Okay, so we got a 2a and we got a 1a. Now, that's the first part of the foiling, right? What's the last part of the foiling give? How are you going to make 5? Oh, and there's negative in there. So guessing and checking actually becomes even more challenging. But you got to get all the way up to positive 9. How are you going to get up to positive 9? Probably got to get to positive 10, because 2 times a positive 5 would get you to positive 10, and then subtract off 1. 1a there. So anyway, some of you maybe be liking that. And if you don't like that, just off to the side, do your decomp, do it, get it right, slide it in. Okay? Slide it in. 2a minus 1, a plus 5. Now, taking a look at all this junk. Look at all that junk. So, how many terms up top? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bottom. Hop on that cancel train. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. And whoop, whoop. Now I'm highlighting the monomials. Always highlight the monomials. Final answer? A over 3, which is negative, comma. A not allowed to be only the stuff from the bottom. Do them together. Not your name can't be Ethan or Daoud. Or Emily. In fact, your name has to be Jolene. Change your name to Joe. Jojo. Okay, Jojo. So Jojo, what's the first one? NPVs. Look at that. Okay, we won't put her on the spot anymore. Let's highlight. Let's get somebody else. Kauser, do this one. We're doing one at a time there. Kauser, do this one. Okay, very nice, Kauser. Who else am I picking on? Fred. This one here. That's this one. Guys, let him think. This one is? This one's positive 1/2. This one's negative 1/2. So all you gotta do is add a little plus on this. Plus minus. And the last one is going to Kyle. What's the MPV from this one? This is this. Oh, you got it. Lovely, 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 lovely. So, I'm done. Now it's on you. Look at the assignment. Let's take a look at number 1. What's the strategy for number 1? It's all monomials. 8 times 12, divide 6, math fraction. Count the A's, count the B's, count the C's. Next. Number 2, it's already factored. So a lot of the work's done. Okay, so maybe you do a couple from each in number 1 and 2. Into number 3, they want you to factor first. And if you haven't noticed this already with this book, it's scaffolded. Like the first couple questions are easier, then they get progressively harder. So if you only do 5 minutes of homework at the beginning, you're only doing the easy stuff. It's like those guys that go into the gym and they lift weights like 5 reps and then they spend the rest of the time taking selfies. They're not putting in the hard labor, you know, the sweat, right? You gotta sweat. That's like question 3 and 4. Yeah, you wanna challenge yourself. Okay? I read a quote from Muhammad Ali. He said, I don't start counting my sit-ups until it hurts. Right? Yeah, so don't start counting till it hurts. Like like you haven't done your homework till you've got to number 4. Right? You haven't done your work till you've gone bar down. Okay. Now, what about those people that skip 1, 2, and 3, just go right to 4? So they do well on the hard stuff, but then what happens on the test when they see the easy stuff, they might forget about the easy stuff. That's what I actually noticed. Some of the easy stuff you might forget about. Right? What's the homework? You always ask. What if I never gave you homework and you had to do your own homework? What would you have to come up with your own? Okay, let me just randomize it for you. 1AB, 2AB, 3AB. Jacqueline, do it all. Do it all. Don't jump 5. 5's easy. Guys, for 5, how would you do 5 if they want area? So you take this guy and times it by that guy. Factor it, cancel it, simplify it, all that stuff. NPVs. Oh, 6. This is the Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff. This is when you have to go beast mode. 6B. For only the smartest. Jolene, 6B, I challenge you. Only the smartest. Joel, Santana, you doing 6B tonight, alright? I'm checking tomorrow. And then multiple choice, I guess that's just for standardized test purposes. And then numerical response, same idea. Please try number 8 because in Alberta we have these numeric response style questions on diploma exams. You need to get used to writing them. So it reduces to a whole number k. So let's try this one as well. Okay, you guys have 20 minutes. I'm going to stop talking. You're going to start working.